As TD Jake says, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready to rumble for Coach Claude Cooper.
Thank you, Mrs. Battle. To everybody, I've already said all that I need to say. I want to thank you. I appreciate you. And I love you. And that's from the heart. All the words that I heard in here today, I want to say the man from the Herald was talking to me a while ago while we were eating. And he said, "Sir, you seemed emotional when you were talking." And he said, "Why was that?" I said, "Man, if you knew what I know about the people in this room." I said, "You see, I have ties to everybody in the room. Not just the infield Cougars or the Inboard Wildcats or the Southeast Trojans, but also to the Northwest Vikings and the Eastman Kodiak and the McIver Mustangs. Because I came here for purpose. When I was principal at Everett School, I had a sign up there on the wall that said, "Education is my business, my only business." When I was a boy growing up, my mama told me, "Boy, you need to be a teacher," because I love children and I love teaching children. So given the opportunity to be a coach was heaven. As I looked through the room, those athletes who didn't call up here today, Tammy, I see you and I love you. Yes, Melissa, I see you and I love you. All the athletes in here, this is not the ending. So when you stand here and you can look over here at Joseph and Wanda that I coached and see their children sitting over here. See, there's a feeling that is, you just can't describe it. So this opportunity today, Hall of Fame for me, it's not like this. As I see my family over there, I said when I was talking, a lot of my life went to you because you are my life, athletes. You are my life. Y'all don't know this. Yeah, I coached a long time, but I served as infield recreation director for 22 years while I was the principal and the assistant principal and the coach. Let me tell you what the daddy do. I looked out for my athletes. But I saw that you had a job. Felix, I saw that they had jobs. And I called the colleges to make sure you had jobs. And then I looked out for some of your children to see that they had jobs. And see, when I stand up here in front of you, it's not a put on. It's deep embedded in me. I love you, I care for you, and I would do this. If you let me do it again, I would live this same life right here again. I am as proud of you as you could possibly be. And those of you who didn't get in the Hall of Fame, I say it while I was speaking, you're already in the hall. You're already there. And there's next year, and there's next year, and the next. So to everybody in here, you are. I used to have a quote, you're better because you want to be. That's why you're here. And the question was asked, well, what can you do for Halifax County Schools? I'm so glad you asked. I'm the chairman of the school board. And I'm going to toss out a quote to you from Dr. Ron Edmonds. He said, we can, whenever and wherever we choose, effectively teach all children whose schooling is of interest to us. We already know more than enough to do this. But whether or not we do it must depend on how you feel about the fact that we haven't so far. What does that statement mean? Y'all, we got a long way to educate our boys and girls. I'll tell you, our students don't read nowhere near at the grade level that they need. So what can you do to help? Go home and snatch that phone out of their home and put it out of their hand. Grab a book from somewhere and put it in their hand. What can you do for our athletes? Grab them controls away from that Nintendo, from that PlayStation, and from that Xbox. Grab it from them and take them out there to the basketball court and tell them you bend your knees, you flick your wrist. Show them how to do that. Don't give them pictures. Stop telling them how. Show them how. And then the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to say this. And when you get up tomorrow morning, you don't sleep in on Sunday morning. Get up and go to Sunday school somewhere and pay tribute to God. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.